Hello. E aí, pessoas? Acho que eu posso baixar um pouco o som do jogo. E aí, bora começar já.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a
Eu não
rock
sei
in
se
the
eu já
sky.
zero hoje, não é?
He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble.
Eu já posso morrer aqui. Posso. Acredito que eu posso.
Ground forms up under his feet as it point the way.
Eu mandei adicionar a
You don't stop
legenda.
to wonder why.
Ah, é porque eu mudei de perfil, aí ele resetou tudo. Mas opções era pra ser fixo. Pra mim.
Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant, in the calamity.
Era pra ter alguma coisa aqui.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Fella got a piece of him, though. Kid just rages for a while. An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber.
Roupa e aí secado.
Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink. A school of squirts tunnels up around them. Must have fled here from the mines. It's a wonder the old saloon's still standing. Used to have the nicest view. Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her.
Valeu, Secato.
And then he falls to his death. I'm just fooling.
Então, parece que tem mais itens, né? Porque, claramente... Cadê que eu vim aqui? Isso aqui também é meio suspeito. Já nunca pegou. Eu não sei até onde que eu fiz no outro perfil, mas eu não passei de muita coisa. Passei de muita coisa não.
He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. But just as he's getting a handle on it, the security takes him for a petty thief. Special delivery. Gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Them windbags are playing for keeps.
Porra.
Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
Tava tão bom não tomar hit, tem parry, tiver timing.
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. Right back at you. The kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest man in the land.
Suspeito isso aqui.
Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner. He finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town.
Se eu quiser ir no arsenal.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
Eu vou de arqueiro.
One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man. Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. Ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now.
Eu legit não sei porque que eu não zerei esse jogo.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air.
Só um minutinho.
Scumbags. Bad time to run out of black tonic. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Robs a scumbag of his last meal. Kid puts him out of his misery.
Se eu focasse no melee, acho que ia ser mais rápido.
He finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. See, that core Kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Kid just keeps running.
Ai.
At last, the skyway's in sight. Whisks him where he needs to go. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races.
Eu esqueço de rolar. Eu fico achando que é recurso, entendeu?
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me.
E aí
We
você?
talk for a spell. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest, enough to point the way to the cores. All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. I try to let the kid down gently. This is the Bastion, all right, except no one else showed up. Just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid ponders what to build. Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply. Cinder brick stout sure goes down smooth, then stays in your gut like a rock. Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
Bora ver o que é isso aqui.
The breakers used to come here for target practice. Used to play a little game. See who could bust the most targets and the fewest shots. He's focused, he's armed, and he's off. A perfect shot just happens in a flash.
Não pegou aqui.
Kid ain't done bad at all.
Eu posso resetar isso aqui?
Kid ain't had enough of the breakers' barracks. Takes practice, and a mighty strong bow helps too. Puts on the right solid performance.
Como que eu faço com menos de 5 tiros? Ah, tá. Tentar só mais uma vez. É, não dá não, não dá não. Pelo menos não por agora. Mas da
He
última vez o Power
returns
Shot
with
só
some
pegou
of
no
the
primeiro.
materials we need. Ain't always much to say.
Não, mas então, eu dei um Power Shot, mas
Now
o
he
Power
lands at
Shot
the
só deu
intersection
dano
between bad and
maior no
wrong.
primeiro alvo. Sim, deixa pra depois.
Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time. Kid ain't ever seen an elephant squirt before. Hopes he'll never see one again. They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed. Squirts don't make the best of friends, but they can be useful in a pinch. No sign of the core here. At least the kid got something for his trouble. Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. It's quick for slicing and light enough to throw. Them squirts just don't know when to quit. Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock. Know why gas fellas all dress alike? Kids wondering the same thing. And there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd. And now there's a new marshal in town. He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole. heads for the biggest dump in town, Scumbag Alley. Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash. And there he is, the oldest scumbag of them all, Gershel. But Calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition. Shame old Gershel can't float like when he was a young fella. The rest of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back.
Eu tô meio concentrado no jogo, tô falando que infelizmente é o jogo que me prende um pouco a atenção.
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. Somehow that old forge is still standing. Odd place to find the likes of Percy the Snitch. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his. Inside the forge, Key can fine-tune those instruments of his. With a good length of Miska, that bow's like new again. Kid packs a special surprise in every one of those arrows.
Eu posso trocar, ok.
Kid's ready to go, and his ticket out's right where he started. He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. The windbags used to be all right. Then the Calamity took the floor out from under him. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here.
Sim, deu pra perceber.
Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
Deixa eu tentar aqui de novo. Agora que eu sei que existe o power shot. Bom, agora o arco também tá upgradeado.
He's feeling real proud of that show.
Eu acertei de 2 one shot.
I almost don't believe
Isso é uma
it
coisa
when he
legal
says
do
he
jogo.
passed the Breaker's challenge.
Ele deixa... Tem duas opções de fazer. Você pode fazer mais cedo com Breaker Shot, Power Shot, ou você dá o upgrade no arco e faz. Foi.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Blasted things hurt like a broken heart. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds. If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down. Core stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous. He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard he popped that mean old foreman.
Ó, até os brodinhos virou amigo.
At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes. Maybe 30. Hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. Troublesome scene, to be sure. few moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. You give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
Acho que eu não deveria ter feito isso. Sim, musiquinha.
I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Caelondia. It was good living here for a while. Dread rum's brewed from swamp weeds, so its effect is as bold as its flavor. The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to.
Sei. Acho que por enquanto eu vou continuar com.
A bow and a machete, every bit as effective as the fancier
Mas
stuff.
acho que eu prefiro martelo. Eu não posso voltar aqui? Eu não concluí. Como é que eu volto?
The melting pot, place hoarded all sorts of fineries from beyond the boundless
Eu não
sea.
terminei de explorar o jogo. Eu quero explorar mais. Jogo merda. Mas eu quero explorar mais, man.
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though.
Só tinha um lado pra ir?
But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. The floor starts giving way under the lightest step. The single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. So could a reckless kid, for that matter. Fragments of the old world rain from the sky. Stray valuables are lying everywhere. Kid thinks twice about risking his hide for him, though. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. The security is all fired up. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Not so much for noise and tomfoolery. Sky bridges link the path together.
Ah, ok. Eu lembro da machete lá com...
One of them bridges whips the kid along. Finds a spyglass, like the ones they'd use to search the stars. Air travel always was an iffy proposition. Quick and
No.
careful is the only way to go.
Porra, jogo aí, você tá de sacanagem comigo.
The calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is... who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. Tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back. Know they used to ship live munitions down the path. Find time to find them. These wires to toss those things plenty far away. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when you wake them up.
Como é que eu chego aqui? Aqui eu caio direto. Ah. Que? Que? Ou não sabe? Porque isso tem um pouquinho de controle no.
In all his toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity?
Esse emote é muito bom.
So he didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us. We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. Windbag Ranch was built for gathering squirt extract in copious supply. Ain't nothing more healthful. Slippery little devils. Some folks showed up to make a fast buck with nothing but a knife. Other folks came to train their throwing arms.
Cara, essa parada é uma merda.
Still others use the place to test their finest blades. Kid cuts all of them down soon enough.
Impossível.
Kid comes back from Windbag Ranch smelling good and ripe.
Não. Bora seguir a história.
The dead welcome him with open arms. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife. It was someone like him. Kid sees him there agape, in the flesh. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder brothers didn't make it.
Eles já estão mortos, mano. Tô só...
They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nordy, the bird boy, didn't make it.
Não é ele ali. Vai lembrar disso.
The Jawsons, they didn't make it. Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Kid finds proof enough that man ain't from around here. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? The core survives as well. Kid does what he has to do. And then, what do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this. We have to go. Please. He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zulf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other for the first time. He was born in the Tazzle terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since. Zulf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says. We all lost loved ones in the calamity, he says. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without mine. For Zulf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east. We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now.
Eu tô sem coisinha de ar.
The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be all right. Well, look what we have here. The lost and found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again.
Não sei se eu quero comprar agora. Ah tá, posso trocar quando eu quiser. Só pegar mais água ali. Porra, a música aqui agora baixou, né?
We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city.
E já volto. De volta.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Kid says a little prayer anyway. Couldn't hurt, right? Pith Orchard. Place is a dead end in more ways than one. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too. Seems Pith ain't much of a watchdog. Pith stood for something once. Something real. The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god. Kid gives that old bull what's coming to him. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. He couldn't even save his loyal subjects. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least.
Nem tudo que é quebrável merece ser quebrado. Não sei.
Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Ain't easy punching through his hide. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine.
Roupa e aí, Milton.
So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Kid don't need favors from the likes of Pith. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. The gods ain't gonna catch you if you fall. Popping windbags is hard enough. No need to get the gods involved. Things might have gone worse if Kid tampered with that shrine. Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine. Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind. Zolf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy. Turn him round and round all you like. Pith's still gonna be ugly. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys. Put their faces on our walls.
Opa, ganhei mais level.
Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste.
E alguma sugestão de lugar pra isso? Bem que acho que agora só tem um, né? Só tem um desafio de escudo. Bora.
The accused always got a fair shake in Zealandia. Some used to take the bullhead trial. Survive the trial without taking a scratch, you'd walk away a free man.
Eu tava defendendo.
Bullhead trial taught folks three things. First, a good defense is a good offense. Second, gotta always watch your back. Third, ain't no godlike bull up there gonna save you.
Meio bullshit esse timing.
smarter ones knew when to just step aside and let things go. Kid makes it out in one piece.
É, sou ruim, sou ruim. Sim, sim.
Well, the kid always wanted to compete in the bullhead trial. There's only one way to Cinder Brick Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags.
Parecia tão suspeito esse caminho aqui. Ui.
The calamity was mercy for normal folks. The windbags ain't so lucky. They've been left to freeze or starve or face the kid.
Eu tô tomando de ricochete aqui, não é brincadeira, viu?
Well, windbags young and old keep fighting for the fort. At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift. Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. The calamity drove the Windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort.
Onde tá pra cá? Mais alguma coisa pra cá? Ah. Era. Ah, ok. Eu só. Não, eu quando eu passei o olho só lá, uai. Carai.
Good thing the Windbags don't know kids fresh out of health tonics could have been minding the business underground like in the old days. The Windbags put the kid on notice.
Gruda no inimigo, por favor. Ok, ok. Faz sentido, é uma 12, né? Você não quer ficar de longe. Você não quer snipar de... O que é tacape? Ah, tacar pé no jogo.
Windbags can't use the marshal's supplies, but the kid sure can. As for the Windbags, Cinderbrick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right. Can't blame them for wanting it, though. So many of those sorry things holed up inside that old fort. Not a scratch on him as he presses on to higher ground. Ok, não tem caminho aqui. Kid's blasting everything in sight with that newfangled musket. Kid's stash of grenades is there for him if things get even worse.
Não se odeie, Milt.
Security's plane
Não
gone
ligo pra
haywire.
chineses.
Windbags gummed up the works. Kid ain't afraid of getting burned. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. Then they bring out Plutus and Glandon and all their scumbag uncles. They got something to gain, and only their sorry hides to lose. Kid takes down Plutus, or maybe it was Glandon. The other big fella soon joins his brother, wherever they are now. The windbags finally get the message. Kid used to dream of getting a marshal's badge, but not like this.
Eu parei de olhar meus arquivos, só
The Skyway's a
vez
welcome
ou
sight
outra que
after
eu
all
dou uma
that.
olhada aqui que eu fiz, o que eu não fiz.
And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Zulf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Zulf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
Um ou outro eu até gosto de fazer, mas eu não. Tipo, eu nunca fui fissurado nisso, entendeu? Porque eu demorei muito até o PS3, né? Que é quando começou a ter mais achievement, né? E na Steam também eu não. Eu demorei muito até Steam, né? Então essa parte de ficar viciado em achievement eu era totalmente contra.
The marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity.
Não, então, eu tô falando no geral, entendeu? Mas
Zolf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zolf was his smoking
Mas no
pipe.
Roncas eu tenho que olhar lá.
Even since the Urus surrendered to us, the marshals kept a wary eye on him. Kid says hello, but Zolf's lost in thought. Can't be too careful these days.
Por que tá com sinal aqui se eu não posso fazer nada?
The memorial. Here, kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more. Words can't express what happened, but they're all I got.
Ah, sim.
Come on, give the little tiger a break. You want to tune a scrap musket, you start with the barrel. Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting. Kid's ready to get real personal with hammer and musket in hand.
Mas eu ainda pego um ou outro jogo e faço, né, achievement de vez em quando. Eu pretendo depois separar um dia pra isso, mas não sei qual dia, né, já que tá lotado. Por aqui. Ah, tá. Ah, agora
Poor
apareceu.
kid collapses after just one drag. The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history. The past catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started.
Caralho!
Fair to say he's led a hard life. Supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Ceylondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. Learn to break.
Isso tem fim.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back. Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him. Well, he finally arrived at Caelondia's vaunted safe haven. He and no one else. But then, all he got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made them real, not me. I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would.
Opa, e GG, reflexão concluída. Pô, legal isso aqui. Bastante XP, não subi level. Não subi level. Beleza então, jogo. Valeu aí. Oh, legal o jogo. Eu não sei porque eu fiquei adiando tanto. Talvez porque eu tentei jogar no controle e no controle é só prompt de X caixa. Mas é bem de boa de jogar no mouse e teclado. Muito boa a trilha sonora. E outro dia a gente continua. Eu vou parando por aqui, mas valeu aí, Smo, pela seleção do jogo. Valeu aí, Milton, pela resenha e pelas puxadas de orelha. E é isso. Só ver se tem alguém pra eu deixar vocês com. Eu vou deixar vocês com o Tengage, ou TND. Ele tá mandando um Fear and Hunger 2. Ah, mas já tá quase, Smo. Não precisa. Ó, tem lá pra. Tem lá na lista, hein, pra pedir ads. Pô, eu nem tô cracudo, mas eu tô querendo jogar mesmo. Mas valeu aí todo mundo, uma boa semana para todos. Valeu e falou!